Hey guys, Average Joe Bourbon here on Top Shelf Tuesday. Getting an older bottle going to be tonight with this fresh crack here. This is the Kentucky Owl. This was the original Kentucky Owl Owners Batch 6. It's 111, where does it go? 111.2 proof. I haven't opened one of these in years. This is like one of my favorite bottles from Kentucky Owl, and it is actually the first bottle that really kind of was my first good bottle of good sipping bourbon. I am pretty excited. If you notice, I had it turned over upside down. For some of you that don't know that, you know, those corks, are sitting in there for a while and they can dry out and they can break. So basically I've been just sitting there holding it upside down for a little bit, obviously making sure it wasn't leaking. But anyway, with no further ado, I can't wait. This was bottled in 2016. Boy, even that first taste, just a nice, thick, sweet taste. Man, that has a lot of taste. Very good taste. Okay, the nose has a really traditional bourbon smell. And when I say that, I always think of traditional bourbons having you smell a little bit of that oak, and what that is, a little bit of sweetness coming from the pores of that. And I definitely get a little hint of cherry tobacco and leather. But there's a little hint of rye, like a brown baking spice. You don't get that much in the taste of that, but it's a very complex nose. And I smell a little like dark chocolate / cherry in it as well. It's a very sweet nose. It goes all over the place. When this one starts, it actually starts a little more like a rye, and it comes back with a full-fledged, it tastes like a little dark chocolate, cherry, and almond. I get those three notes are kind of dominant in most every taste. What I've liked about this so far, I've taken a few drinks, and it is very complex, and it changes each time, and I like that, but each time it's good. That one got that taste had a little bit more of a rye taste. It started in the middle of the tongue more and moved down to the front. But the long finish, I love it. Lots of cherry in that. Like a dark chocolate cherry is what I get a lot of. Definitely some hints of almond and honey. It's really, really good. I would have to say that I'm going to give this, I want to give it 4.5, but I think I'm going to back off just a little bit. I'm going to stick at 4. 4.5 has to reach a dessert in a cup. I don't think it quite reaches dessert in a cup. Very good, easy to drink too, at 111 proof, 11.2 proof. Very good. I just think I love the complexity to it, and I never realized this till tonight when I read up a little bit that this was a blend. They started with 18 barrels actually, and blended it down to 4 or something like that. There's only 1,634 bottles out of this, and so they went it down to 4 and then blended those together. So they've done a great job. I'm like I said, this is kind of one of my all-time favorites, just because it was kind of the one that kind of got me started to sipping bourbon. So I'm going to try it on the rocks, and I want to shake it. I definitely want to shake it tonight. See what it does. So let's start with the rocks. If you guys remember, when we're talking about rinsing is what we call it. Well, I got a totally different nose. What I've heard about rinsing is, never really explained it. I did it on TikTok one night, and rinsing is some of the master distillers, from what I understand, talking to this guy one night. He was an assistant master distiller, and he said they'll rinse it real quick and pour it because they don't really want it to separate. And a lot of times the cube, if you start looking at the cube, even in good ice, it starts to separate and you'll see little layers kind of, and you get a kind of a different taste. And you know, that's why I always say use Kentucky straight ice, because it melts slower, so it dilutes and separates less. In rinsing, you don't get really any separation at all. And you do it real quick and you pour it in. Now you've chilled it. I had a couple of smart alecks. I know one of you that rooted for the Dolphins, maybe, that said he was going to win the Super Bowl this year. Kind of hard to do that without making the playoffs. But anyway, it says something about putting it in the freezer. According to the assistant master distiller, that breaks it down. And also, I don't like to drink it cold every time. I like to change up the way I drink bourbon, as if y'all kind of noticed and watched. Not hugely crazy about it on the rocks. Seems like it kind of lost a lot of flavor. It almost muted it completely. So not a fan of that way, but wanted to do this rinsing again tonight. I'm gonna take one more cube, go and throw it down in there. Let's see. All right, let's see what we got. Now remember, you don't want to leave it in there long. You want to get it in there quickly, get it shaken up, get it poured out. Doesn't take very long. All right, let's see what we got there. You know, it didn't really change the complexity of the nose too much. Maybe muted a little bit of the rye spices. You still smell a lot of the cherry and the honey. That's a lot better on the rocks. This is a neat drinker to me. This at least still has, like, I'm still tasting it. With this, really just you drank it. It was like almost drinking just nothing afterward. This still has a little bit of luster on it as far as flavor. But it just takes out, this neat is just so complex and good. I just don't see how anybody would really want to change it, honestly. So 4 barrels, not dessert in the cup, definitely Average Joe Bourbon approved. A little hard to find, I would think, right now. If you ever get a chance to see it out and try it, hook it up, man. Definitely try it. I'm going to obviously do what I always say. I'm going to share this and enjoy sharing it with people. And experiences and sharing in bourbon is what it's all about to me. You guys have a great night. Check us out over on TikTok as well. And if you would hit that little subscribe button. You guys have a great evening. And I'll even cheer you with this a little bit.